Hi vibes everybody, and welcome to another Vibration Live Astro Rewind. In today's video, we're going to be covering how to keep your spiritual energy charged up and why it's so important to tap into our spiritual chi energy. I figured this would be a really good one because we're getting to the cooler seasons. We're going into fall and winter now. So it's super important that we make sure we have the right energy within us to keep our fire alive, keep that drive and that devotion to spirit going throughout the cooler seasons where there's less sunlight. There's going to be less solar energy for us to tap into. So this is a really good time to make sure you're doing your disciplines and making sure you're staying on top of your energy so that you can keep that high vibration throughout the winter time, throughout the fall time, because this is actually a lot of time people end up falling on their spiritual paths is in the fall and winter time. That's why they call it fall, and they call it that for a reason, and because they want you to fall. But we know in in the RTM community that this is our time to rise up. This is our time to get in our vibration. We're on the vibration channel, but we like a vibration. Like the bear goes into hibernation. You got to get your vibration raising up and staying in tune with that high vibration no matter what season it is, basically. And why is it so important for us to do that? So let's get into the video. It's going to be a good one. Hope all you guys enjoy it, and let's get started.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Astro Solsin. Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, I'm going to go ahead and share some valuable information on basically getting your energy charged up, because a lot of people they may temporarily try to work on their energy, and they might not even be using the right methods and techniques that are going to actually get their spiritual chi energy pretty much revitalized and get themselves back into basically into balance, basically into homeostasis, where your energy is actually running the way it's supposed to. A lot of people, they don't realize you got to constantly keep working on this stuff. This matrix does not go to sleep. Even when you're asleep at night, the matrix is still at work. You see, you're constantly getting your energy vamped. You're constantly going through spiritual battles and spiritual attacks. You may not even realize it. You might just get into a verbal argument with somebody, and you don't realize that verbal argument is energy exchanges. You know what I'm saying? Like you walk into a store or something, and then somebody, runs in front of you with their cart or something and runs over your foot or whatever, and you're thinking like, oh, that didn't mean nothing, but really that was a spiritual battle going on. And then you guys might start exchanging words, and then they might start throwing in different mudras and stuff, and of course go over a lot of the different mudras and things and how you can shield yourself and how to insert certain codes into the grid so that you could protect yourself, as well as fight off some of these different LLAs and agents and stuff out here that are working against you. You have.
So I wanted to touch on that really briefly because even just one of the first things he said is you want to make sure you're using, first of all, you want to make sure you're getting the right information when you're tapping into your chi energy, because there's a lot of fake spiritual information out there right now in the world, in the new age spirituality and stuff that, it might seem like you're getting somewhere with your energy, but if you really look deeper into it, you'll see there's a lot of lies and deceit thrown in there, whether it's dealing with, certain, chi practices or different like yoga and like qigong and stuff like that. You want to make sure you're getting the right techniques to use, because there's a lot of misinformation out there these days, and I'm not going to go anything to specific here, but it's really important that you get in tune with the right information, like the information that Astro provides us. So if you're not a member on the website, I highly recommend that you check out reprogramthematrix.com first and foremost, because that's where the real information's at, that you can apply into your life and actually get you turned up into a higher vibration. The right techniques, different breathing exercises, different, like he said, the different mudras and different things that you can use to better navigate the reality. Now, getting into the next point that he was saying, you're constantly dealing with different energy exchanges, especially if, you work in like the city or something, or you work in, a high, like deal with a lot of people in your environment. You might work at a grocery store, at a restaurant, or, wherever you work at, you're always dealing with these different energy exchanges, and you have to become aware of the energy, that's being, sent to you and that you're also putting out there, so that you can navigate in those environments and keep your energy in a high vibration. Because, if you're not being aware of it, it's likely that these different attacks are going to be happening. And it could be something as simple as like, someone like getting in the way of you at the grocery store, and then they like, want to start some argument with you, or they're yelling at you or something. Or, a customer is all upset at where you work and they're trying to like start this verbal argument. You got to realize and be consciously aware that these energy exchanges are happening, so that you can actually navigate those situations with a higher vibration and not let that energy get drained. You do the right things to, transmute those situations and alchemize them, so that you can actually keep your energy high and keep in that high vibration. And I actually just wanted to give an example, because I was with my friend Nikki yesterday at the grocery store, and there's this guy, he was really out of place. I could just see him sitting on the bench, and he was just looking for someone, I could tell. And, she's not quite as aware of certain these things, so I was letting her know. I was like, yo, look out for this guy right here. And what he did is he called this lady that was walking across the street. He was like, hey, come over here. And you could tell she was unaware, because she went right into his trap. And then he literally pulled a crystal out of his pocket and like held up like the hand sign. And I watched him like suck her energy into the crystal. And then she just walked away, and she didn't know what happened. Like, she just got vamped. And I was trying to like show my friend Nikki, I was like, you see, this is what they do. Like, they'll be waiting for someone unaware to come along, and you might even know they're trying to strike up that conversation that's initiating the energy exchange, inviting them into their energy field, so that they can basically take that energy. I just wanted to give that example real quick, but that's why it's so important that you have the right vibration, the right awareness when you're navigating the matrix. Because if you're not being aware, it's likely that you're getting all your energy drained. And then, if, like I was saying in the beginning, if you don't have the right techniques to recharge it, and like Astro's saying, you're not going to be able to get that energy back inside of you. Didn't want to go too much into energy vampires or anything. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. That's why it's so important we get the spiritual chi energy on point within ourselves and maintain that vibration. So I'm going to get back into the video now. For some reason that's not doing it. One second. There we go.
To be able to realize that this is something constantly going on. So you need to be constantly recharging your spiritual chi energy, because if you're not, then what's going to end up happening is eventually you're going to reach a low point. And once you get past a certain point and you reach that low energy, it's going to be easy for somebody to pull you off of your path. Have you ever heard of somebody where they were like a really, a really good person, in the sense that they were looking forward in their life. They had goals and things that they were striving for. Maybe they were working out, they were doing all this type of stuff, and then they started just slowly getting pieces of themselves chipped apart. They slowly had their energy just, minimizing and minimizing and minimizing, just taking steps back. And because they didn't know how to really recharge their chi back up, eventually they get low enough where somebody's able to, manipulate them, or use some type of verbal suggestion and things, or some type of, even psychic rebel tactics to go ahead and get them to try some type of drug or something. They end up doing like crystal meth, and next thing you know, this person has totally, has totally went down into the bottomless pit. And it's hard to get them out from there. You do not want to end up in one of those places, where you reach a low point where your energy's so low that people are able to convince you to do things that are actually harmful to you, and this happens to a lot of people. And most people, when they get on a very low point, it's really, really hard to get them out of there,
And that's one thing I wanted to touch on real quick too, because we've seen this happen even in the spiritual community, of people that are, they're in tune with their path, they're in tune with their mission and what they're here to do, to get connected, with spirit and help others get connected. And then, the attacks start coming in. They start losing some of that awareness. They start losing all that energy they were building up. And it's really hard to get back up again after you fall into that low vibration, like he's saying. It's really hard, especially if you don't have the proper guidance, like the MC provides, and the different techniques that he gives us to get that energy right within us. Because it all comes back to the awareness, it all comes back to having that right vibration and that right awareness when you're going throughout your life, so you don't fall into those low places. So definitely make sure you're maintaining the right energy, and if something does happen like that, say an attack does happen, that you do what you need to do to get your energy right and get back up and keep moving, because that drive and that fire inside of you is stronger than any of these agents out here. You can overcome any of those obstacles. I've seen it personally myself. I've been in some pretty tough places in my life, and because I kept that devotion, because I got back on my disciplines and got everything in motion that I needed to, I pulled myself back up. And luckily I have like the MC's guidance and a community to help support me. And that's why we always say, join our community, because we have that space, we have that connection to help lift each other up. When our brothers and sisters are going through something, we're there for each other. We have the support and the right tools and guidance to actually lift ourselves back up and also help lift each other up. So that's just something I wanted to put in there real quick for all you. But let's get back into the video.
Even if you try to help them, you might not even be able to help them at all, because they're so low, their energy's so low and their consciousness is so low that the only person that can really help them is themselves at that point. They may have demons attached to their aura now, and there's been people that luckily they make it out of that. Having the right spiritual guidance and stuff can help you. Speaking of that, Brother Ajax, he has his YouTube channel, and he speaks a lot about how he used to be very low into the underworld. He was very low into that bottomless pit, but he was able to pull himself out, Of course, we had a lot of, talks and things that we had, and I helped get him on the right direction, but he was already on the right direction himself. That's even how, I appeared in his life in the first place, is because when you seek, you shall find. And he was seeking. He wanted to get out of the place he was in. And now he's totally turning up and on fire, man. He's really changed his life. And, his videos are very valuable, and he's helping a lot of people rise up, spreading those high vibes and that spiritual energy, pretty much throughout the grids. So, congratulations to him and everybody else that's been turning up, because it can be hard, definitely, to get out of those very low places. But he made it out, I made it out. I wasn't necessarily in a very, very deep, dark hole, but I was very unaware. I was very unconscious and didn't know what I was doing. I was just part of the program. I was part of the sheeple, but I was able to lift myself up because, I was seeked and I found, I found spirit. And then that led me down my spiritual path, and it opened me up to all different things that I didn't even know were possible. You see, my whole life turned around. I can actually see things in a whole different light now. But you gotta constantly work on this stuff, because the matrix is constantly at work. You're constantly getting energy vamped. You're constantly getting into conversations where people are pulling you in and sucking you in, and you may even feel like your energy is drained after you talk to these different people. So you gotta constantly work on that. I do have the Recharge Your Spiritual Chi Energy workshop. I'll have a link in the description to the RTM store where you can get that, as well as a number of other workshops and things. But that will help you with the right techniques to actually revitalize yourself and get your spiritual chi energy back up. I'm actually working on some of that right now. I got my feet on the soil. I'm not going to really show you. The sun's out and everything, but I'm out.
I just wanted to say real quick, so we will, for anyone else who watches this afterwards, I will have a link in the description to get the Recharge Your Chi spiritual workshop. And this is such a valuable technique, that multiple techniques he shares in the video, and a few different things to be aware of that can help you keep your energy high, like I was saying, or like he was saying, and why it's so important that we do that, because, like I said, there's so many different false information to get you, tuning into different, so-called spiritual practices, but a lot of these practices are actually, feeding your energy into the wrong places. And with his workshop, I can say firsthand, I've been applying this workshop for over maybe 2 years now. I've had the workshop, a year or two. I'm not sure when he first released it. I believe it was in 2017 when this video came out. But, I've been applying that information, and I can see the more that I make sure to keep my energy charged up and apply the techniques that he shares in the workshop, not only do I have a better energy and a better vibration, I can maintain, the right mood, the right state of consciousness when I'm navigating the matrix, but even, protecting that energy because you build it up and because you can actually use that energy to better protect yourself and keep that vibration high. This workshop is going to help you so much in doing that. And I can guarantee that, from my own firsthand experience, as well as, plenty of other connects in the community, reach out to us if you want to learn more about it, because, these techniques are timeless. Of course you have to, Astro put a lot of information in there. So of course, you have to, purchase the workshop or anything, but this is something you can apply for the rest of your life. It's not just going to be something, you do a few times and that's it. You're all charged up. You got to do this every day, basically. Some days more than others. Sometimes you might not have as much time, but just getting in tune with that is going to help you so much keep your vibration in the right state. So I highly recommend getting the workshop. Like I said, we'll have a link in the description to the link to purchase the workshop. But let's get back into the video.
Out here right now, and the techniques work. A lot of people, they've been doing them and it's been helping them a lot, but you got to constantly do it. It's not something that you do once and then you just kind of say, okay, I did it, I'm charged up, I don't ever got to do it again. That's not the way this place works. You got to constantly be in movement. You have to have your trinity in motion, because this place is constantly changing, and you got to be able to adapt to the changes and be able to learn how to navigate through this thing. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to. There's a lot of people, like, even if you think about computers, right? Computers, they're changing, rapidly. Technology is accelerating. And if you just take, 2-3 years off from using the computer and you come back, you're going to be like, man, I don't even know how to use this thing anymore. This is so different. If you got a phone from 1995 and then you hop on a, Galaxy S7 or something like that, you're going to be like, I don't even know how to use it. What? You could touch the screen? You get what I'm saying? Like, this world is changing. You got to be able to adapt with it, but you got to stay charged up. Otherwise, you're just going to get sucked. Your energy's going to get sucked. Your energy's going to get vamped and stuff. Very, very, very crucial that you always work on yourself and you don't really take breaks. Like a break to me is like, okay, I'm not gonna, spend all my time necessarily meditating and going out and doing the recharge of spiritual energy techniques and writing in my journal. I'm just gonna kind of hold back a bit, but I'm not gonna completely stop. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's like a basketball player. There's professional basketball players, right? Or any athlete, but let's use basketball, for example, since I played basketball for a long time. Basketball, you could be very talented. You could be in the NBA. You could be one of the best players, right? And you could be the MVP. However, they practice every single day. They work on their shot. They dribble. They do dribbling drills. They practice all the time. Why? Because they know they have to stay sharp. They know they have to stay on top of their game. Even if they are the best, they have to stay on top of their game. So you need to stay on top of your game and always be working on your energy, always be working on yourself, even if it's just a little bit. Sometimes you're going to be going full throttle, and sometimes you might have to back off the throttle a little bit and, kind of cruise, but you're still moving forward. You're not stopping and doing a U-turn. You get what I'm saying? So you don't want to get into that pit and take that U-turn and you can't get out. You end up crashing, down the street. You want to keep driving forward, even if it's at 5 miles per hour. But then sometimes you want to go 100, you see? And then when you can constantly go 100, you made it there. But yeah, keeping your energies right, is definitely important. And in having, things that can remind you, things that will help keep you on your path and help, give you that energy that you need, that motivation. For example, I got these bracelets on from highvibebands.com. One of the brothers in the community, he actually makes these for the community and for anybody out there. And one of the bracelets right here is life's about the journey, not the destination. And it has the little footprints on it. And then he has the reprogram the matrix. I got my little silver bracelet my mom gave me a while ago on there. The reprogram the matrix one right here. And these are like reminders and motivation, as well as spiritual tools you can use to help keep yourself going and motivated in things. And then when you start to get into your imagination, it can go even further. So I'll have a link in the description to that as well, highvibebands.com, as well as reprogramthematrix.com. Just keep moving forward, keep working on yourself, and things will be all right. All right, peace in and out with love, my highest vibrations, and my gratitude.
So high vibes to that. That was keeping your energy charged up, spiritual chi energy workshop. Definitely super crucial to get in tune with this workshop if you're looking to take your energy to the next level. If you're looking to learn techniques that are actually going to help you and really help you turn up on your path, because, it's invaluable. It really is. Even though it costs some money, you got to realize this is something you can apply for the rest of your life and put it into practice, daily to get the best results. You have to have that daily. And like he was saying, sometimes you might be going really into it, and sometimes you might, feel a need to just back off a little bit. But if you can just keep that going, if you can keep that energy going, constantly and not stop or not slow down, you'll build that momentum, and naturally it's going to build itself up to a point where you don't have to really even think about it or worry. It becomes a lifestyle to stay in tune with that energy, in tune with your energy. And then also, I was getting into the bands and stuff at the end, make sure to check out the website, vibranation.com too, because we have lots of great tools and information there for all of you guys on your path to help you stay charged up, to help you get in tune with different energies, and, help you strengthen your intentions. All the tools we provide are designed in that way to help you really strengthen your intent and your connection within yourself. So, make sure to check that out. We'll have a link in the description to the Recharge Your Spiritual Energy Workshop. Thanks everyone out there again for watching. Our gratitude for tuning in, and hope to see you next time. Peace in and out.